It's time again for the Science Bowl.
Zoo Parade for 5. What big teeth the hippo has are actually a pair of these. Science Potpourri for 10. Would a snake most likely eat every day? Every week, Dateline Science for 10. Why are some elephants wearing necklaces these days? Green things for 15.
And now, here's your host, Mr. Z himself, Dave Zarin.
Thank you and welcome to the Science Bowl. Today, two outstanding middle schools here to play our game, hoping to become the third of our 4 semifinalists. Let's meet today's teams. First, from Oxon Hill High School, would you please say hello to Enzo Martinez, Antonio Souza, and Kamaya McCoy. And from Thomas Pullen Middle School, here they are, Kendall Bryant, Kanoa Sitman, and Deborah Amatoso. And now here are the categories of questions we use on the Science Bowl.
Okay, Mr. Z, here's today's categories. Green things, questions about plants and all things green and growing. Zoo Parade, a Noah's Ark of questions about animals. Body systems, we'll see how much you know about yourself, about things like breathing and growing and digesting your food. Let's get physical. Questions that test your knowledge of physics and chemistry, earth science and space science. Then there's Science Potpourri. Here's a grab bag of science questions, everything from air pollution to the kitchen sink. And finally, Dateline Science. We'll ask you about science history and science in the news.
Here on the Science Bowl, we arrange our game board according to question difficulty, with the easier questions on the left worth 5 and 10 points, the tougher ones worth 15, 20, and ultimately 25, the toughest question of them all. Both of our teams start out at 50 points apiece. No penalties ever for incorrect answers. End of the 2 rounds. One of these 2 good-looking teams will come back to play our game again and perhaps, as we were saying at the top of the show, advance in our competition to the semifinals. So everything works properly. Oxon Hill, Antonio, would you try your buzzer for me? All right, it looks and sounds good. Good luck to you and to Enzo and to Kamaya. And Kanoa, could you please press yours? All right, that was a group push over there. I like that. Kanoa and Deborah and Kendall, good luck to you as well. Are we ready? Let's do this thing. Let's have a great game. Congratulations on being chosen by your schools to be here today. You've already won by being here. We go alphabetically, O before T. So Oxon Hill, Antonio, let's play the bowl.
Zoo Parade for 15.
Zoo Parade for 15 points. Teams, a joey is a baby kangaroo, but a puggle is a baby one of these strange Australian mammals that lays eggs and has a head. Oxon Hill. Yes, sir?
Marsupial?
Not
No.
marsupial. Good try, Thomas Pullen. A joey is a baby kangaroo, but a puggle is a baby one of these strange Australian mammals that lays eggs and has the head that looks like a bird.
The duck-billed platypus.
That's it, the duck-billed platypus. A baby platypus is a puggle. Say that fast. All right, we go to the green team. Kanoa, go.
Science Potpourri for 10, please.
Potpourri for 10 points. Teams, what same word means the time when you are infected till the time the symptoms appear in the disease, and sitting on eggs to make them hatch? Thomas Pullen.
Incubating.
Incubating. Incubation is the same word to define both of those phrases, indeed. Go. Green.
Body systems for 15, please.
Body systems for 15. Teams, scientists just recently have begun studying the genetics of this liquid part of the blood. We all have a different kind. What is that liquid part of the blood called? Thomas Pullen?
Hemoglobin.
Not hemoglobin. Good try. Come on, Oxon Hill. Let's get on the board here. What do we call the liquid part of the blood? The genetics of which they're just starting to study. Plasma. Plasma is the liquid part of the blood with the different cells suspended in it. All right, Pullen, go.
Let's get physical for 15, please.
Physical for 15 points. Teams, if you look at a carton of milk, it says it is pasteurized and homogenized. Pasteurized means it's been heated high enough so that the bacteria are killed. Homogenized means it's been mixed up so much that won't rise to the top. Thomas Pullen.
The fat.
The fat, yeah. The cream is dispersed within that milk. You know, if it's not homogenized, you get that nice thick layer of cream on the top. Oh, that is good stuff. Bad for you, but good stuff. Go green.
Science Potpourri for 15, please.
Potpourri for 15 points. Teams, if you ever read the Alice in Wonderland. You remember there was a Mad Hatter. Well, a Mad Hatter came from back in the 19th century when milliners who made hats worked with a chemical that we know is the only metal that is liquid that causes people, Thomas Pullen.
Mercury.
Mercury, yeah, you can get hallucinations. It can cause brain damage, hence the Mad Hatter. All right, go green.
Green things for 15, please.
Green things for 15. Interesting question. Teams, there's a tree called the yew tree, Y-E-W. Chemicals from its bark can be used to treat cancer. What you should never do is grab a handful of these coniferous leaf-like things on that yew tree. Oxon Hill.
Poison.
What are they?
To say it.
Poison ivy.
Not poison ivy. Thomas Pullen, what are the coniferous leaf-like things that you would find on a yew tree that you should never eat because that would be fatal?
Cicadas?
Needles. Needles. On pine trees, coniferous trees, you have needles. They're not leaves. The needles are the leaf version of the conifer. Try again. Green.
Dateline science for 15, please.
Dateline for 15 is a visual question. Look at the monitor if you would, please. Teams, these anatomical drawings were made by a famed Italian who was not only a great inventor, he also painted the famous portrait, Thomas Pullen.
Leonardo da Vinci.
Yeah, Da Vinci. I was about to say he painted the Mona Lisa. He was a very prolific artist, also designed the very first helicopter. And we have those drawings to testify to that. All right, go again. Come on, Oxon Hill, let's get in here. Enzo, I don't see you talking, or Kamaya, let's help Antonio as he tries to listen to those clues. Go green.
Green things for 10, please.
Green things for 10 points. Teams, it turns out that as a model for genetic research, Gregor Mendel chose poorly when he chose these plants that produce podded vegetables. What plants did he use in his genetics research, Thomas Pullen?
The pea plant.
The pea plant, yes, the podded vegetables, like peas in a pod. Okay, try again.
Body systems for 10, please.
Body systems for 10 points. You know, eyes don't tell jokes. But because they have certain fluids inside them, you might say that they have a sense of what? Thomas Pullen.
Humor.
Humor, that's right, because there's the aqueous humor and the vitreous humor inside your eyeball. Sense of humor. All right. Go, Thomas Pullen.
Let's get physical for 10, please.
Physical for 10 points. Teams, a favorite science experiment is the use of purple cabbage juice. If you pour it into various kinds of liquids, it will change the colors of those liquids, indicating a quality that goes from 0 to 14. Thomas Pullen.
pH.
pH, yeah. Very basic, very acidic, or neutral. It's a beautiful, it's a colorful experiment. That buzzer says the first round is over. It's been all Thomas Pullen thus far. Oxon Hill's going to come back in the second half. Our score is 50 to 150, and we'll have more Science Bowl straight ahead. Don't go away.
It takes more than perfect balance.
More than a great pair of legs.
More than a good sword.
It takes more than just talent.
More than the will to win.
It takes you.
It takes your donations to support the U.S. Olympic and Paralympic teams. And now you can donate on Facebook.
He's done it! The U.S. has done it!
Support the U.S. Olympic team on Facebook and donate to make Olympic dreams come true.
Hello, I'm Tom Selleck. In every generation, men and women have come forward to fight for freedom and defend our liberty. Over 58,000 of them are named on the Vietnam Veterans Memorial. Join me in supporting a new campaign to build an education center near the wall to tell their stories and teach about the values of those who have served in the past and who serve today. Learn how you can help. Thank you.
And welcome back to Science Ball. Hope you're enjoying this game at home. Here we are in our 28th season. We've got two fine middle schools here today, both hoping to make it on to the next level of our competition. Let's go over and talk to the team from Oxon Hill. And Antonio, you're all wearing those black polo shirts. Is that a uniform school down there?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. And who's your principal, Antonio?
Mr. Coleman.
Mr. Coleman. I know he's out there rooting for you. And your sponsor, Miss Redmond, was not able to be with us today, and I know she's worked with this team. Who brought you today?
Miss Tedder.
Miss Tedder. And we'll bring her out in just a few moments. Antonio, did you have an alternate on your team?
Yes. Yes.
What's her name?
Gianna, yeah.
Gianna. All right, we'll bring Gianna out to join you up here on the set. Tell us about Oxon Hill. If someone asks you, what's really great about your school, what do you tell them? What do you brag about?
It's really great there because, number one, you have a sense of feeling that you can be safe. You know that there's no one there that's not going to help you with something. We also have peace, positive energy activates constant elevation. That's like our motto. So, yeah.
I like that.
Yeah. And we also call each other queens and kings.
Kings and queens. So, Sire Antonio over there, our king, you're the king of kings today by being the captain of the team. How did you all prepare for today, Antonio?
Well, first we have after school on Mondays and Wednesdays, and at home we will call each other and ask each other questions like, oh, what's this and that.
Yeah. You can text each other if something comes up. That is cool. And you're all wearing different colored bands over there. What does that signal? Anything at all?
No, it's just the thing in our school.
It's a fashion statement.
We actually made them coming over here.
Yeah.
They look nice. They look really good. Antonio, what do you want to do someday?
I want to be a Marine.
Yeah. Now, you told me that the Marines have a tradition in your family. Is that right?
No, I'm actually going to be the first Marine.
Oh, so you're going to start your tradition. All right. So all the Antonio Juniors that come after you are going to go into the Marines because you started it. It takes a lot of discipline.
Yeah.
And
actually, the Marines isn't going to be my final job. I'm actually going to be there for about 5 years. I was planning to go to college for 2. So when I go to the Marines, I'm going to be able to be an officer, which is the highest rank. And I'm going to stay until I'm in 010. And then I'm going to leave, I guess, and find a different job.
It's a long ways away. You've got your whole life planned out already, and I like that. You know, all that forethought, and things will happen along the way that may influence you to do maybe something else. But it's always good to start out with a dream. Nice to have you here. Kamaya, nice to have you with us. Tell us your story. What do you do in your spare time?
I spend time with my mom, my little brother. I think he just turned 4 months today.
Yeah, that's great. And you'd like to be a teacher someday?
Yes.
Yeah. Or
professional clarinet player.
That's right. So she is in the orchestra down there at Oxon Hill. So you're a scholar, musician, and yes. I know you're very good in your classes, and you're doing a nice job here today. Enzo, you're welcome. Nice to have you here. Tell me about yourself. What do you want to do?
I want to be, I don't really know what I want to be, but one of the things that I would like to be is a mechanical engineer or electrical engineer.
Wow. One of our judges today is an electrical engineer. You have to talk to him afterwards. So I bet you're a good math student as well.
Yeah.
Math and science both. And what do you do in your spare time?
I play soccer with my family and some of my friends.
Yeah. And what's your soccer league called? Soccer team?
Oxon Hill Boys and Girls Club.
Very good. All right. Good luck in the second half. I know you're going to get some points, right? You're going to give us your best efforts there. Thomas Pullen, nice to have you here. Kanoa, tell us about Thomas Pullen. It's a performing arts school, is that right?
Yes. We have a lot of different departments. Like, we have music. I am an orchestra major, and there's band. She's in my orchestra class, and then she's a band major. And we have chorus, we have dance, drama, art, media.
Wow. So lots of creativity over there. You can express yourself in so many different ways. Kanoa, who's the principal there?
Pamela Lucas Adams.
Wonderful. And I know the sponsor of your team is Mr. Roy Manning. Yes. He's out there, and I know he's worked hard with you guys to get you ready for today. Did you have any alternates on your team?
Yes.
Who's that?
Maya Pierce.
We'll bring her out in just a few moments as well. You were telling us about some of the great things at Thomas Pullen there. What do you hope to do someday? I know you'd like to go to Hawaii, where you lived at one time.
I want to be a marine biologist.
Yeah.
and I want to go to the University of Hawaii. It just seems like a good choice for marine biology. I mean, it's surrounded by water.
Absolutely right. The most remote island chain in the whole world. There you are. You're just surrounded by all of that water. Nice to have you. You're playing a really nice game. Deborah, welcome to you. I know you're still thinking about your future. We were talking about reading earlier, and I asked her what kind of books she likes, and she said, well, if it's a good read, I like it. So you're not locked into any particular genre. Why did you want to be here today?
Well, my teacher recommended me last year, and I came to the interest meeting, and I found it interesting, you know. Yeah. So I decided to join. That's great. Well, we're happy to have you here today. And Kendall, nice to have you here. You were here previously when you were in elementary school at Northview. Yes. And you do all kinds of things in your spare time. Like what?
I like to draw, I like to write, I like to play my clarinet, and I like to play with my twin also.
Yeah. Now, your twin has never been on Science Ball.
No.
So you're a little bit up on her on that, right? You know, not that there's any competition, I'm sure. What do you want to do someday professionally?
I'd hope to go to Princeton University in New Jersey.
Yeah.
And hopefully I could work in finance or be a CEO for a company someday.
I can see you doing that. I like your confidence. You've got a great speaking voice, too, Kendall. Nice to have you. You're welcome. Let's get back to our game. 150 for Pullen, 50 for Oxon Hill. Lots of points to give away. The toughest questions remain. Still anybody's game. Antonio, let's get ready to jump on those things. Listen for the clues. Thomas Pullen, start us out.
Zoo parade for 10, please.
Zoo parade for 10 points. Teams, other than the wrong number of legs, spiders and centipedes are not insects.
Arachnids.
Not quite. Not quite. Thomas Pullen, other than the number of legs, spiders and centipedes are not insects. For what other reason? Give me one other reason why they are not insects, other than the fact that they have the wrong number of legs.
They don't have they don't have 3 body parts.
Absolutely right. The segmentation is wrong. Absolutely. You pulled that one out of the hat. Nicely done. Also, the absence of wings. They don't have wings, which insects do. All right. Judges, can we turn that light off, please, for the red team before we go on? All right. Kanoa, would you start first, please?
Dateline science for 10, please.
Dateline for 10 points. Teams, your question is as follows. People all around the world, especially men, are very excited at the news that there might be a cure for alopecia, otherwise known as what? If it happens, they'll have to give up wearing their rugs on their head. Thomas Pullen.
Baldness.
Baldness, absolutely right. Alopecia is another name for baldness. Try again. Green.
Green things for 5, please.
Green things for 5 points. Teams, there is a new version of the Cinderella story. Yep, in this one, Cinderella's mother's grave has a tree on it, which is turned into the chariot that takes Cinderella to the ball instead of what? Squash.
Pumpkin.
Thomas Pullen?
A pumpkin.
The pumpkin, that's right. They changed the pumpkin into the chariot and the mice into horses. Go, Green.
Zoo parade for 20, please.
Zoo parade for 20. Visual question. Look at the monitor. This is a trilobite, an ancient trilobite long since extinct. It did, though, belong to what phylum that means joint appendages? Jointed appendages that is still around today. What is that group of organisms known as, these joint appendages, appended organisms? Thomas Pullen.
Arthropoda.
Arthropod. You got that right, young man. Go.
Body systems for 20, please.
Body systems for 20 points. Teams, the gluteus maximus muscle on monkeys is rather weak, which is why they're on all fours. In human beings, the gluteus maximus muscle is pretty strong, which helps us to stand on 2 feet. I'll give you 20 points if you can point to the gluteus maximus muscle. All right, Oxon Hill, where's your gluteus maximus? He's pointing to his bum. That is absolutely right. He's sitting on it. All right, red team, go. Antonio.
Science potpourri for 5.
Science potpourri for 5 points. Teams, you can really get the illusion of depth if you go to see the new movie Gravity. If you're wearing what kind of glasses, Thomas Pullen?
3D.
3D, yeah, and it's like they're right in your face. Good. Go. Green.
Science potpourri for 20, please.
Potpourri for 20 points is a multiple choice question. Teams, nocturnal animals that work around at night can't depend on vision to let them know about their compatriots. I was going to give you multiple choice. This is multiple choice. Okay. What do you want to tell me?
I'll wait till I'm
okay. Thomas Pullen, Instead of vision, do nocturnal animals rely on ESP, pheromones, or endorphins to help them communicate with their fellow species mates?
Endorphins?
Not endorphins, pheromones. Pheromones are like external hormones. That would be the correct answer. No points. 200 to 70. Kanoa, go.
Let's get physical for 20, please.
Get physical for 20 points. Teams, if you got the money, $75,000, a company will take you in a balloon 20 miles up. You'll be able to see the curvature of the Earth. What layer of the atmosphere would you be in? What layer if you're 20 miles up, Antonio?
The stratosphere.
Stratosphere is right, absolutely right. Thank you, Enzo, for weighing in. That's what you're supposed to be doing. Good. Go, Red.
Green things for 20 points.
Green things for 20 points. Teams, these indigestible parts of the plant, mostly found in cell walls, is what we eat to keep us regular. What do we call those indigestible parts of the plant that we eat to keep us regular, Thomas Pullen?
Fiber.
Yeah, fiber. You know, high in fiber. You can see that on all those cereals. Good. Go. Green.
Body systems for 5, please.
Body systems for 5 points. Teams, if you're watching a really sad movie, sometimes you'll get a lump in your what? Thomas Pullen.
Throat.
Your throat. You get all kind of choked up. You feel like you want to cry. Okay, go. Green.
Let's get physical for 5, please.
Get physical for 5 points. Teams, on the Big Bang Theory TV show, Dr. Sheldon Cooper recently discovered, by accident, a new chemical that he wanted to put on what chart? Thomas Pullen.
The periodic table.
Yeah, he wanted to put it right up there on the periodic table. Sheldon Cooperium. Go. Green.
Zoo Parade for 5, please.
Zoo Parade for 5 points. Teams, Katy Perry's song with this title is based on the sound, Thomas Pullen.
Roar.
Roar, that the tiger, eye of the tiger. That's it. Go, Green.
Dateline Science for 5, please.
Dateline for 5 points. Teams, if you've ever seen the TV show Mythbusters, they recently busted the myth that this famous American did not fly a kite in an electrical storm to find electricity, Thomas Pullen.
Benjamin Franklin.
Yeah, Ben Franklin. They say he would have been zapped and killed instantly. Try Green. Go.
Dateline Science for 20, please.
Dateline for 20 points. Teams, if you looked at the news, you see that in the country of Syria and Nigeria, this P initial disease is making a comeback. We thought with Jonas Salk's vaccine, we had wiped it out. Thomas Pullen.
Can I pass this question to Kendall, please?
You may indeed.
Polio.
Polio. Got that right. Well done, Kendall. Go, Green. All the tough questions left, the 25-pointers. Come on, Oxon Hill. Let's get them all. Don't give up on me. Go.
Zoo Parade for 25.
Zoo Parade for 25. Big one in that category. Teams, if you've ever seen meerkats, they look like long weasels that live in South Africa. It's been discovered that female meerkats that have never been pregnant are still able to do this L-initialed thing and nurse their sister's babies. Thomas Pullen.
Lactate.
Yeah, they're able to lactate. Absolutely. Spontaneously. Go, Green.
Science potpourri for 25, please.
Potpourri for 25. Teams, this simple yeast is being bioengineered to produce jet fuel and food, but we have been feeding it sugar for centuries to make beer and wine and cheese. Name that fungus for 25 points.
Hops.
Not hops, good try. Name the fungus that you feed sugar and it turns into cheese and wine and beer. And now we're bioengineering it to turn out things like jet fuel and medicine and food. Yeast. Yeast is the correct answer. Try again, Green.
Okay, let's get physical for 25.
Physical for 25 points. Teams, uranium-235 and uranium-238 are examples of elements that have different atomic weights because they have different numbers of neutrons. What I-initialed word describes, Thomas Pullen?
Isotope.
Isotopes. They are isotopes of each other. Those of you that watch The Simpsons know that the Springfield sports teams that Homer plays on, the Springfield Isotopes. Go, Green.
Body systems for 25, please.
Body systems for 25. The big one in this category, two-part answer. Listen carefully. Recently, a football reporter said that a player fractured his tibia, mixing together what? Two bones into one that are found in your lower leg. Tibia, what two bones are in there, Thomas Pullen?
The tibia and the fibula.
You got them both, and you pronounced them perfectly. Go, Green.
Green things for 25, please.
Green things for 25 points. Teams, if old MacDonald decided to be a hydroponic farmer, he wouldn't have to worry anymore about what two things? If you're a hydroponic farmer, you don't have to worry about a lot of things. Can you give me two things you don't have to worry about anymore, Kainoa?
I'd like to pass this question to Kendall, please.
Yeah, Kendall.
Soil and water.
Yeah, you don't have to worry about water. It's in water. And the soil, you don't need soil either. Any bugs in there, they can't harm you. No floods, no erosions, no weather. Sounds pretty nice. One question left. Dateline for 25 points. Here it is. Teams, Rachel Carson is famed as an environmentalist who alerted the world to the dangers of pesticides and chemicals. She wrote a very famous book about a silent season. What season was it? Silent what, Antonio?
Fall.
No, silent spring. Silent spring when the birds would not be singing because they were all poisoned. Our game is over. We'll be right back with a wrap-up. Don't go away.
Hello? Hello? I've been on the street for a while. I saw your poster outside. I don't know what to do.
National Runaway Switchboard, how can I help? Call 1-800-RUNAWAY to make the connection.
Welcome back. We hope you enjoyed today's Science Bowl game. Even though the score wasn't that close, we are proud of all 6 of our players. They are all just wonderful and talented, and we were happy to have them here today. That final tally is Oxon Hill 90, Thomas Pullen 360. Congratulations to the Polar Bears of Thomas Pullen, Kendall and Kainoa and Maya and Deborah and Mr. Manning. We will see you in the next round. Let me see some smiles over here. You guys never gave up. They were shaking hands with everybody. You are great sports, Enzo and Antonio and Kamaya and Gianna. Congratulations to you too. Miss Tedder, thank you for bringing the team. And Miss LaShore Redmond has arrived. They're a wonderful sponsor. LaShore, thank you for being here and for being part of our game. And we thank you for watching. We'll see you next time on another edition of Science Bowl. Bye-bye.